Hi everyone, welcome. FPLMattDay here, and this is my stream for the best FPL transfer tips and key information to help you gain rank and get some green arrows for game week 4. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, like this video as well, and get your comments in and any thoughts, transfer queries, ideas, whatever you have, get them in, and I'll be sure to answer them before this week's deadline, which is another early deadline on Friday night UK time, Saturday morning for those managers in Australia as well. This is my last day over here, or full day over here in England. It's been a great time away. Hope you've enjoyed all the content whilst I've been here. I'm off to watch Fulham versus Spurs tonight in the League Cup, so I can't wait for that one. But look, let's get straight into the FPL news. As I said before, it's game week 4 coming up, so about to reach our first month into the season. And let's go into now the first piece of key information, which will help you going into game week 4. And that is consider Sterling or Maddison. A lot of people have been asking me all week, which is the better pick? Look, for me, I think Sterling right now, with the fixtures Chelsea have, Nottingham Forest at home, followed by Bournemouth away in game week 6 as well, slightly edges it for me. Although I like Maddison's fixtures and the form and attacking play of Spurs with Burnley away and Sheffield United at home in game week 5, the fixtures get a little bit more difficult from there. And I think they're going to be, both of them are going to be the most transferred in players at this game week. For me, though, consider either one. Sterling slightly edges it. But if you go Maddison over Sterling or you go Sterling over Maddison, there's no right or wrong answer, in my opinion. I think they're both very good for the next couple of game weeks. But if you're looking for some more longer potential fixture-wise, I think Sterling edges it. But you could also go with a combination of Sterling for game week 4 and then Maddison in game week 5, and you can have both of them because then Sterling plays away at Bournemouth in game week 5, Maddison at home to Sheffield United. If you can get both in this week, then do it. So I really like both of them. For me, Sterling is definitely the bigger goal threat. We saw that in game week 3. Whereas Maddison, everything does run through him, assists. He got his first goal against Bournemouth. He's also on all of the set pieces for Spurs. So, yeah, great player to own. Both have gone up in price. So consider one of them. Also, don't be afraid to sell Mitoma for either one of them. Mitoma's got a tough game at home to Newcastle this week. He plays Man United away in the game week after. Then has a bit of an easier fixture with Brighton in game week 6 at home. But then it gets tough again. I think they've got the likes of Man City, Liverpool. I know they can play good in every game. They play great football. But Mitoma, I don't think he's shown in the first few games enough of an attacking threat to be too worried about swapping him for Sterling or Maddison. So don't be scared to make that move if you've got to do that. My next essential tip is keep Marcus Rashford if you own him. 2 assists in game week 3. His fixtures do improve as well. So this game week, he's got Arsenal away, which is tough, but he's got a good record against Arsenal. They've been conceding goals at home, Arsenal have. So I'd keep Rashford. After that, Brighton at home. So if you're looking at selling either Rashford or Mitoma, you'd probably rather have Rashford in that fixture at home than Mitoma. And then they've got good fixtures from there on. They've got the likes of Burnley, Sheffield United, Palace at home, those types of teams. So Rashford, I think, will grow into this season. My next essential piece of information to help gain rank is look at some differentials that can help your team. 5% or below, 10% or below type of players that are showing promise so far that other managers aren't looking at or don't have. And you only need 1 or 2 of these players to get a good return and you'll get a big green arrow. And one of them is Kulusevski from Spurs. He's got 2 returns in 3. So game week 2, return against Man United with an assist. Game week 3, he got a goal against Bournemouth. He got more points than Salah in that game week. Big differential, nailed on at the moment in that Spurs side. And he's one of those players we saw when he first joined Spurs. When he's on form and he's got that eye for goal, he's a very, very good player to have. And he's only 7 million this season as well. Another one who you could potentially consider if you want to go different in that Chelsea side is Enzo Fernandez. We saw in game week 2 that he's potentially on pens because he took one, although he missed. He might then keep them. And then in game week 3, very close, hit the post. was unlucky. He's starting to get in the box, get late in the box. We saw for Argentina in the World Cup that he does have an eye for goal. So big differential. But if you're going to pick between those two different differentials, Kulusevski edges it for me. So let's go into my next point, which is 1 week punts. So players that you sign for 1 week and then you look to dispose of them shortly after. And for me, West Ham this week, great win at Brighton, very good on the counter attack. They got Luton away this weekend, or Friday night, the first game. So you can look at the likes of Antonio, who's returned in the last couple of games, guaranteed to start in that one. Areola, 4 million keeper. If he's on your bench, play him this game week. He's been getting plenty of saves. They're due a clean sheet. Very unlucky to concede late on against Brighton. And then obviously Jarrod Bowen. What a 1 week punt. He is big score against Brighton in game week 3, expecting something big from him in game week 4 as well. So the last piece of key information to help you gain some rank and a green arrow this weekend is keep your captain choice simple. Let the differentials make the difference that you've brought in. Let the other players do their work and just keep your captain simple. A lot of people might try and make some changes away from Erling Haaland because of his penalty miss against Sheffield United. But for me, Haaland against Fulham, essential captain, highest owned player by an absolute mile, amazing home form for Man City. We saw that last season. These were the fixtures where he'd go out and get those hat tricks. He'd get those big scores, and he's going to want to get his goals up. After missing that penalty against Sheffield United, he obviously did score straight after, but he'll be itching to get a couple of goals and bag his first hat trick of this season. And actually, let's not leave it there. There is one more tip I want to give everyone as well. Unless your team, and I said this in last week's tips, does not have the essential core players in your side. So I'm talking the likes of Estupiñán, Erling Haaland, if you don't have him, those types of players that are all highly owned right now. Mbeumo, one of Sterling or Maddison, and you don't need to wildcard and you're thinking about wildcard, then don't do this because there is an international break in between game week 4 and game week 5. So you don't want to change your whole team now in game week 4 and then come away from the international break and there's 2 or 3 players injured in your squad, you then need to make plenty more changes. If you can save up and bank up 2 transfers going into game week 5, that will be absolutely brilliant. If you can't and you use 1 transfer, that's fine. But don't look to change your whole team because that is going to be absolutely critical going into game week 5, because we've all seen on international breaks players getting injured and things happening as well. So keep that in mind. Plus, we've got a transfer window coming to an end shortly as well. So there could be plenty of new players coming in and out of FPL that you might need to change. So keep that in mind. So there you have it. That's my essential tips, my FPL transfer tips, key information to gain rank going into game week 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Any questions that you have, put them in there and I will answer them before this week's deadline. I will be on a flight in the next couple of days or the next day or so. So if I don't get to it in that time, don't worry. I'll make sure I am replying before deadline. So don't be afraid to get your questions in. Give this video a like. And if you are new here and you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. Well, look, I'll leave everyone there for now. Good luck for game week 4. As I mentioned, the first month of FPL is about to be complete. So if you've not had the best start, you're not too happy with your rank right now, don't stress. There's so many game weeks to go. We're very, very early into the season. You can gain rank very quickly. Quick example, my team is only 20 points away from gaining a 900k rank boost. So I'm sitting around 1 million now. I was at 140k after game week 1. I've gone back down to sort of the million rank, but 20 points away from being back in the top 100k and only 30 points away from being in the top 10k. So you can grow rank very quickly by just making the right decisions each week. But we'll leave you there. I've been FPL Matt Day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye for now, and I'll see you all in the next one.